Hello everyone and welcome back. Today let's discuss a big question, which is why and why not choose the Goa and Hyderabad campuses. So let's dive straight into it. And the first thing that we should look into is that what is same among all the campuses. So the things that are same are the course structure, the course content, and the books that are used. So basically, the most important part of the curriculum is taken care of. Secondly, the degrees are all the same, so no matter what campus you choose, you get a central BITS Pilani degree. The campus is not mentioned. The scholarship opportunities are the same. What scholarships apply to one campus also apply to the other campuses. The practice school companies, PS stands for practice school. We'll look into what a practice school is later, but for now you can think of practice school as kind of an internship given to you by the college. So the companies that are available as options for practice schools are the same among the three campuses. Apart from that, the alumni support system, which is very important, as you'll realize later, that remains the same for all the three campuses. So if you notice, all the major things that matter the most in a college life, professionally speaking, they are taken care of among all three campuses. So next, let's take a look at what is different among the campuses. So one thing that is different among the campuses are the grading policies. So in the Goa and Hyderabad campus, the grading is a little bit stricter. So if you haven't already checked it out, just go to the video where I talk about how GPA is calculated and everything. So in essence, in Hyderabad and Goa, a lot less number of people get an A grade in the courses that they enroll in. So that is why the overall CG is a little bit lower in Goa and Hyderabad. Apart from that, since Goa and Hyderabad are relatively newer campuses, so their hostels are new, but that is changing quite a lot because there are huge amounts of renovations going on in the Pilani campus as well, and more than half of the hostels have been already renovated, and more and more are being renovated every day. So that is actually changing. Climate is one thing that is very drastically different among all three campuses, and also the proximity to the cities. In Hyderabad campus, you have the Hyderabad city nearby. In Goa campus, Goa is sort of a city, and Pilani campus, the nearest city, like proper city, would be either Jaipur or Delhi, and both of them are at least 200 kilometers away. Another small difference is the branches offered. So there are certain campuses, or there are certain branches which are not available in certain campuses. For example, Goa does not have manufacturing, so similar things. And the age of the campus is also drastically different, as you might already know. The Goa campus was made in 2004 and the Hyderabad campus in 2008. While they are relatively new as compared to Pilani campus, but one could argue that like 15 years for the Goa campus and 11 years for the Hyderabad campus are quite decent when it comes to what the age of a college should be. Apart from that, this is an important point where what are the branch specific opportunities available inside and outside the campus. So for example, for EEE students and somewhat for CA students, right outside the Pilani campus, there is a CSIR lab known as CEERI, and that is a very big lab when it comes to government. Like the CSIR labs are a very big thing when it comes, so it helps in securing projects right outside the campus. Apart from that, inside the campus, inside the Pilani campus, for EEE students, there is a very specific lab called O lab, and O stands for oyster lab. So this lab is not there in most colleges in the country. I think it's there in just like 4 or 5 colleges, IIT Kharagpur being one of them, BITS Pilani being one of them. So it's a very rare thing that is there. And maybe Hyderabad has some better opportunities for some other branch, Goa has some better opportunities for some other branch. So that is where you should do your research when deciding. Coming to why one should prefer like a specific campus over the other, so there are some reasons. One of the reasons can be the department wise faculty. So it's a common notion that for physics, for MSc physics, like Goa has a better department. I cannot back that claim as such because I haven't ever been through the Goa campus physics teaching, but that is where you have to talk to a lot of people, understand what are the pros and cons, what are the kind of faculty that are present in each campus. Apart from that, climate and proximity to city, so mostly these are important if you have some medical condition and require medical help. Otherwise that's not a big deal. Apart from that, branch wise opportunities, something you should definitely look into. If there is some company or something present in one of these areas, then it might be actually better for you to be near it. And for branches offered, so if a campus does not have the branch that you want to enroll in, then probably you should not choose that campus. And this is probably the most important part of this presentation, where we discuss about why not prefer one campus over the other. These are essentially a bunch of myths and they are going around a lot, so we should get them out of the way as soon as possible. So here we see 3 things. The first one is faculty rotation. So I have seen this come up every year that somebody says that okay, the faculty among all the campuses keeps rotating, so it doesn't matter what campus you go to. But that is certainly not true. Yes, it is true that some people, some faculty members, they decide to go to another campus based on their own preference, but there is nothing enforcing this that you have to move from here to here to there. So depending on their personal situation, they decide to do it. So there is no guarantee, there's no enforcement of this rule. The second one is centralized placements. There is no such thing yet. It might be a thing in the future, but currently it's not there. So if you are I don't think you should consider that. Though what is actually true is that during our placement talks, like in our batch, when we had our placement orientation, so in that presentation some statistics were actually shown to us, and there we could see that Goa and Hyderabad campuses are coming up very well when it comes to placements, and in some way they are holding up very well to the Pilani campus placements. So I don't think there is much to worry about. And the last and the most important thing is the ease of getting CS. So for dual degree students, I've seen this a lot, that people go for the Goa or Hyderabad campus just because the CG cutoff for getting a dual degree, for getting a CS dual degree is lower there. So as I said in the previous slide, that the grading policies in Goa and Hyderabad campus are difficult. That is why it's more difficult to get a higher CG, and that is why the cutoffs for CS will be low. It does not mean that getting CS is easier in those campuses, you will face as much competition, but it's just that it's tougher to get a higher CG. So please don't decide your campus based on the ease of getting CS. And even if that was not the case, even if it was actually easy to get CS, still it's in my opinion a pretty bad attitude to start your college with based on what is more easy. Because if you want something easy, then why are you actually even coming to BITS? Just go to some college in your neighborhood and just be the star there. So you're coming here, come to study with the right attitude. And apart from that, I can tell you that the competition will be exactly the same. You'll face the same amount, you'll have to put in the same amount of work, and it's just that the numbers would be lower, but the amount of work that goes to achieve those numbers would be the same. So by that I mean to get CS, whatever CG you need in Goa or Hyderabad and in Pilani, the even though numbers in Goa and Hyderabad would be less. So suppose in Pilani the number is 8.5, but in Goa it's 7.5. So this is just an example. So it does not mean that this in the Goa or Hyderabad campuses you'll get that 7.5 with a much lesser effort. It would require approximately the same amount of effort that this Pilani 8.5 is requiring. So please do not base your choice on that, and just also think of the possibility where you might end up not even getting that 7.5 and not ending up with CS. Then you'll end up in a campus that you did not want, in a branch that you did not want. So that would be two things that could go wrong. So don't do that. And I think that's it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.